Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Vera and this is a new channel, first video on this channel, and I really wanted to film a knitting podcast for a long time, and I thought why not to give it a try with the new year. So here we are, and today I want to show you everything I knitted in 2023. And by the way, that was my first year of knitting. So I started knitting exactly 1 year ago. Over last Christmas break, I decided to knit myself a sweater. And that's exactly what I did a year ago. So I just went to a local bookshop. They sell yarn in our bookshop. I bought some yarn, I bought some needles, I searched for YouTube tutorial on how to knit a sweater, and I knitted myself a first sweater. So without further ado, I think you're here to see the knits. I will show you my first ever sweater that I knitted for myself. Here it is. So as you can see, it was very colorful yarn. Actually, I think it's 3 strands of yarn held together. I don't remember, it's either 3 or 2, but it's very bulky. The yarn is not known brand. Like I said, it's from the local bookstore and they carry their own brand. The bookstore name is Adlibris. I live in Sweden. I'm actually from Ukraine, but I live in Sweden. And I really like it. I still wear it at home. Mostly I don't wear it outside anymore because right now, like looking at this sweater, I see some rookie mistakes which I did, and I didn't even notice that I made those mistakes while I was knitting. And to be fair, like couple of months after I knitted, it was perfect for me, everything was perfect, but now I see all of those mistakes. So the yarn is a super wash, and at that time I didn't know anything about the yarn. I'm actually surprised the sweater turned out great. It fits me very well. So this is a raglan, and now I will show you all of my mistakes that I did. First of all, I will show you the highlights, because my favorite part of this sweater is the collar. I really like this double folded collar. I think it suits me very well. I think that was the first thing that I did. So this sweater started with collar, so I knitted like a long collar, and then I folded it, and then I started to knit raglan. So I didn't pick up any stitches for the collar. So that was, I think, plus, especially for the first ever knitted thing, and not even the garment, just in general knitted something. That was very nice tutorial. And I don't know, I was just random tutorial on YouTube, a raglan, a knitted sweater. So my first biggest mistake, it's the back side. Hope it's good, it's back side. I don't see it so often, but here, as you can see, oops. Here, as you can see, my stockinette is actually pretty neat. It's nice tension, no problems. But here, as you can see, I have crossed stitches, and this is where there is no German short rows in this sweater. But as you can see, there is a nice shaping for the collar, for the neck, and that's because it has this panel just before you split for the sleeves. I was told to just knit a couple of rows back and forth, and this is where the problem starts. So I just twisted all of those stitches, and then it goes back to normal again when I started to knit in the round. So that's the biggest, I think, issue or flaw in this sweater. The other thing, I think my raglan increases are just too holy. So as you can see, there is a lot of holes in this raglan, but it's fine, so it doesn't bother me at all. Another problem is the the cuffs for the sleeves are different lengths, so when I was knitting it I didn't know how to count the rows. I was trying to learn it, but still I think it's one row off. This one is shorter, this one is a bit longer, so no one noticed it, it's only me. I just know that it's there, so it's different. I really like it. It's very cozy, very warm, especially during winter when it's not so warm inside. I wear it very often. So that was my first ever knitted sweater. So right now we'll go to the vest. This is the second thing that I need for myself, a vest, and that's here I will look at the Ravelry because I need more details. I don't remember everything. So this pattern is from Monday Journal, so now I was following the pattern, so I bought the pattern. I really wanted to have checkered vest. I've seen the photos on Pinterest, on Instagram. I think at that time it was very popular, like a model, very trendy thing to wear, like a checkered anything, and I wanted to have a vest. I really like the vest. I still wear it in spring, especially in autumn, with something like maybe a long sleeve underneath or a shirt maybe. And it was knit with I want to say mohair, but so it's the yarn is Viking of Norway, and the name of the yarn is mohrino. So it's like a mix, 50% mohair and 40% merino, and there is also some small amounts of nylon and polyamide in it. So it's bulky weight. It was knit on very large needles. It was very fast. There was problems with the pattern on Instagram of this. What was the name again? Monday Journal, yeah, where they model this vest. It was quite short, and I really like this boxy fit. When I purchased the pattern, it was way longer. I don't know why they changed the pattern from the original. I don't know, maybe sample, maybe it was the first sample or whatever. But it was quite long. It had one more square down there. So I knitted everything. I tried it. I didn't like that it was so long. So I unraveled it and I made the changes to the pattern to my second ever knitted garment. I already started making changes, so I shortened it. Yeah, it wasn't a big change, so I just moved the collar down one square, but still, for me at that time it was something revolutionary, something I felt like I'm achieving something great, and I actually quite like the result. So now it sits perfectly how I want. It's very boxy, very like oversized. I still like it today. I also did one change to the pattern. I think the collar in the pattern was just 1 by 1 rib, same as this sleeves, or how do you call them, sleeve cuffs, but because I had such a huge success with the double folded collar in this sweater that I did before the vest, I decided to repeat that, and here I already picked up the stitches and I also made it double folded. I don't know if it was the best idea, because now everything, like it's very flowy, it's very light, and the collar is a bit too bulky, I think, for this vest, but it's fine. I still wear it, I still like it. I added elastic inside it because it was flaring out a bit, and now it's perfect. It started to peel a bit, as you can see here under in the underarm area, but it's not that big of a deal, and it's very easy to fix those things. So that was my second garment that I knitted, and then after that my husband asked me knit me a sweater, knit me something. So I also went to YouTube because at that time I didn't know anything about Ravelry. I was just on Instagram, just looking and discovering the knitting world for myself. Petite knit. I didn't know that there is like a knitting bloggers, influencers. Like there is this huge knitting community, knitting world. So I went on YouTube and found another like tutorial for the male sweater, and that was this huge thing. I think it's not even won't even fit into the screen, but it's basically just front, back, sleeves knitted separately and then sewn together. And there is nothing to it except for this like a small decreases at the top of the neck, and then that's it. Everything else is just boxy. And also here, as you can see, I knitted a very neat twisted rib, and I didn't know that it twisted rib. I was just trying to knit a rib stitch, just purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one, and it ended up to be twisted. And right now I really like it. It was a very nice mistake that I did, and it actually looks quite good. I really like this neat rib, and I think yeah, on the cuffs it's just standard rib, so it's not twisted, and at the back or at the end of the sweater it's also just standard rib, so that's interesting. So the yarn for the sweater is from the same bookshop where I bought the yarn for my first sweater, so it's also not a known brand, Ad Libris, like I said. One strand is actually the same because I had the leftovers from this sweater, just a white superwash wool, and another strand, that yarn, this like a pinkish fuzzy yarn, it's actually, I would say it's like a dupe, but a bit lighter than Drops Air. So it's, I think Drops Air is bulky, and this one is like one step down from it. Yeah, I don't have this pattern on Ravelry, so I can't check it right now, but yeah, it's they are basically the same structure, same feel of the yarn, just the Drops Air is a bit more like bulkier than this one. This one is, the strand is a bit thinner. And I think it's pretty good. My husband still wears it, he likes this sweater. I like it as well. So also, as you can see, the gauge, or not the gauge, the tension is quite good. So yeah, there are like some small maybe like tension issues, but in general it's pretty good as for the second knitted sweater. So after that, I already discovered the Instagram, the knitting community, the bloggers, creators of patterns for myself, and I fell in love with one particular sweater. Let me find it. So the name of the sweater, I will show it to you in a second. Leo Moon sweater. It's from Ellie Olsen. Hope I'm not butchering her name a lot, but I think her handle on Instagram is knits and gigs, or knit something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure now. It was a long time ago. Yeah, but she doesn't have any patterns on Ravelry. She has her own website where I bought the pattern, and I just fell in love with her image of this sweater on Instagram. It was very flowy. It was just like a dreamy sweater, and that's my result. It's not that dreamy, isn't it? So Everything went wrong with this sweater. First of all, I didn't have the same yarn what pattern was calling for, so I substituted for garns. So that's actually Drops yarn Melody. So Drops Melody. I will never buy this yarn ever again. I don't recommend this pattern, or not the pattern, sorry, that yarn to anyone. It's the worst. It's very frustrating. So as you can see, the structure, the technique of the sweater is so interesting. So it was the first time when I knitted something not stockinette, and so on every, I think, couple of rows, so you need to knit one, then do yarn over, knit one, do yarn over, and then on the next row you need to unravel those yarn overs, so you will create this like a long drop stitches, I think it's called, I'm not quite sure. And it was very fun, but then my problem started when I knitted the pattern. I think it was just one size, but it is very oversized, so it's like a big one size fits all, I think. I don't know. So, and then when I knitted the front, the back, this is like a sewn pattern afterwards, and it was huge. It was like this size. So of course that was a bit too much of oversized fit for me, so I unraveled everything. I removed one strand because I think the pattern called for like 3 or 2 strands held together with the suggested yarn, not with this one. And then I re-knit everything again with just one strand, and now it fits. It's not what it needed to be. It's just not flowy enough, not oversized enough. It doesn't have the volume as in the image that I've seen on Instagram. It's very like meh. It's very unpleasant to watch. Yeah, you see how it looks. It looks like, I don't know, washcloth, dishcloth, maybe. So yeah, that was my first disappointment. I don't know what to tell. The pattern was, I think, good. Maybe my yarn choice was bad. Yeah, about the yarn, I wanted to say something. This yarn just, it sheds everywhere. When I just knitted it, I wore it to the office, and my black office chair was just covered in it. And it wasn't, even right now I have it all over my face, my nose, and it wasn't just like a couple of strands, it was just everywhere. The whole chair was like this color. My pants was covered in it, everyone around me was covered in this sweater. And I think because it shed so much, right now it also looks so sad because there is no like fluff in it left. Everything was just, oh my god, disappeared. Okay, I don't want to hold it, it's so bad. You just start to scratch immediately, and it's not scratchy at all, it's very soft, but because it just, the yarn, this fibers are everywhere, I can't breathe. Okay, so that was my first disappointment, and to be fair, it was, I think, the only like big disappointment last year. So next, what I wanted to do after this one, and right now, so that was, like I said, I started this one over Christmas holidays, so like December 2022, and then January 23. This one was in February with that sweater. Yeah, there was also a vest, so like a beginning of spring, and that sweater was made during spring, closer to summer, and then when we came closer to summer, when the summer was approaching, I started to look for like summer garments, and I discovered for myself my favorite things, knitwear, and I felt in love with this. What is it? Number? I'm so bad with numbers. I never remember the numbers. Let me check. So it was camisole number 8. So yeah, that's number 8. And I felt in love with this cables, with this camisole, how it fitted everyone. Basically, I looked at every Ravelry photo, I looked at every Instagram photo, and everyone was gorgeous wearing this camisole. So of course I wanted to knit it for myself as well. So let's talk about the process first. So that was, as you can see, everything before this camisole. It was knitted on the very large needles, or large gauge, bulky yarn, and this is not that. That's very, very dainty. That was the first problem. So when I started knitting, you start now I know it's standard. You start with the back, and then you pick up stitches for the front, the left front, right front. You knit flat for some time, and then you connect in the round and knit the rest, the body. So I bought myself some small needles, I bought myself some yarn, I started knitting, and first of all, it was so hard. I almost couldn't see my needles, I almost couldn't see my stitches on the needles, because going from like 6'10" even, I think like this one was around 10, I don't remember, millimeter needle size, going to I don't remember, was it like 3 or something, but like very small gauge, very small needle size compared to my previous project. It was so hard, but I pushed through. So I managed to knit the back, I managed to knit the front, I connected in the round, and when I started to knit in the round, first of all I got used to the small needle size. My stitches became like neater, my tension became better, and I noticed the huge difference. So here in the back, in the beginning, it was just so unflattering. My stitches were just all over the place. The tension was non-existent. It was bad. So I unraveled everything, and I decided to start again, basically. So and it's very successful. I would say that was the best decision ever, to start again. As you can see, right now it's very good. So there is no issues with tension. The cables look very neat, very clean. I really like it. And I'm so happy with this result. I wore it a lot during summer, and even during autumn, underneath some shirts or blazers. It was very nice garment. That was also a first time for me when I did Italian bind-off. That was also not very pleasant experience. To learn Italian bind-off on this with the small needle size. Sorry. There is actually, I think, I can't find it right now, to be fair, but there was one mistake, well, not one, there was probably more. I noticed one mistake on one of the ribs where I don't know, something went wrong. I didn't know how to fix it, so I needed to undo all of the Italian bind off, like the whole thing, and start again. And even then there was a mistake, but I decided, okay, that's fine, no one will notice it. So, and right now I can't find it, I don't even remember on which side it was. It looks fine right now. Okay, now let's talk about the yarn. The yarn is knitting for Olive cotton merino in the color Dusty Banana. I really like this yarn. I wanted to have something more summery. I worked with cotton for a bit because I did some crochet projects. I'm not showing them today, I have so much knitting, so I decided to exclude crochet from this video. Maybe someday I will show you my crochet. It's not a lot, just a couple of projects, but I did some crochet with the cotton. I didn't enjoy the feeling, so I wanted to have something which is more woolly, and I found this yarn, and it was actually suggested in the pattern to use this cotton merino from Knitting for Olive, or just I think merino, but I was thinking that merino maybe for summer is going to be too much. Even though I'm living in Sweden, we still have quite hot summer days, I would say. So some days during summer are quite hot, so I didn't want to wear something heavy, merino, woolly during summer. So I went for this yarn, and I also quite like the color. I wanted to have something not gray, not white, not a black, something with a bit more color but not very saturated color, something a bit more subtle. And it actually looks quite good when I'm tanned, with my like tanned skin. Now it's not that great, but during summer I'm actually, my skin becomes quite tan, and it's a nice contrast. Yeah, what else can I say? I think it's, I really like this project. I enjoyed knitting it. I think I will do something for this summer again, but we will talk about it in the next video. If there will be a next video, we'll see how this one goes for my plans for 2024. So yeah, that was the next project, and I call it my big girl project because first time, like a small needles, cables. Yeah, that was the first time for cables, first time for Italian bind off, and the first time where I'm truly in love with the result, where I wear it and will wear it next year and probably the year after that. Because everything before that was kind of like a trial and error, just experiments, and now it's the real thing. So after that, I spent a lot of time knitting this camisole. So it was probably like, I started in the beginning of summer and I finished it closer to the middle of summer. So at that time I was just so over knitting like small gauge knitting camisole, so I needed something a bit more like something a bit chunkier than this one. And I think at that time I've seen an image on Instagram of this beautiful sweater cardigan, and I'm talking about this clematis sweater by Emma Mayer, or Emma Knits, or Knits by Emma. I'm so sorry, I'm so bad with names. And I fell in love immediately with this design. I really liked this unique construction in front, with the button plaque just going diagonally and not vertically like always. I'm not very so much into those like plain stockinette standard sweaters. Don't get me wrong, I love how they look, but I don't like to knit them because for me they don't have anything unique to them, and you can basically buy similar sweater in any store. I will probably knit those sweaters for me at some point, but for now I'm very looking for something unique, and that for me felt quite unique. I've never seen it before except one time. I think Acne Studios has something similar to it. They have it more like very light fingering weight cardigan. This is more like sweater. I think we can consider it like DK maybe. I'm still very new to knitting, so I don't remember all of the yarn weights. Sometimes I don't even know what yarn weight means, like when I see it in like meters and grams, so I still need to check all of those things, like double check, triple check. So please bear with me. I'm still learning. But yeah, it's quite more like chunkier than the Acne Studios, but still the idea was there. So it was just this diagonal button plaque. So I knew immediately that I needed to knit. I needed this sweater in my life. The only problem was that I needed to substitute the yarn because I couldn't find any yarns. And I think the suggested yarn was the BC Garn, something like summery yarn. They have a cashmere cotton blend or something like that, or maybe not cashmere, maybe just wool. But I knew that there is like a BC Garn with a cotton blend in it, so I wanted to find something similar, and I found something similar in Isager yarn Eco Baby. It also has a mix of, let's see, yeah, it's also alpaca and cotton mix. So I thought it's going to be quite good for summer because I was still knitting it in summer, and I also wanted to find some nice mohair to add to it, and I found some hand-dyed mohair, and that was my first time when I bought myself some hand-dyed yarn. And it's very hard to see, but it's actually very noticeable in real life. I don't know if it's going to be visible on camera. I think it is. It's very subtle color changes. So the mohair has some brown speckles in it, some dark grays, some, yeah, here I think you can see. So, and also the base yarn, the Isager Eco Baby, is also not just plain gray. It has some speckles of white and darker gray and lighter gray in it. So I really like this mix. I really like this color changes. It's not in your face, it's not very noticeable, but it adds some interest to it. Yeah, I think I'm very happy with this project. There was just one thing that I changed, which was not very pleasant to do, but I knitted everything like the pattern suggested, the length, the size and everything, and I really liked it in the beginning, but then when I was wearing it, I noticed it's just very hard to style because it was quite long. So I think initially it was like this long, so there was one more button, yeah, like this, and it was a bit hard to style such a long sweater, and it looked a bit, I don't want to sound negative, but more like a grandma aesthetic. I know some people like it. I don't have anything against grandmas, but it was not my vibe, so I needed to crop it. I knew that I will wear it a lot more often if it's going to be a bit shorter. So in order to do so, I didn't want, yeah, as you can see, the construction is, so after the body you need the rib, and then you need the button plaque rib. Also you pick up the stitches here and you need like standard. So in order to shorten it, I needed to undo the whole thing here. Also, I think, well, no, not right here, but starting from here. I needed to undo all of that, and also on this side as well. And I just didn't want to do that, so I just cut. I cut the whole thing here, and that was quite a challenge to figure out how to do it, but I think it turned out nice. So as you can see, you can't really see that there was some surgery done to this sweater, so I'm quite happy. It was very scary to knit the sweater, but yeah, now I know that it can be done, and it's not such a big deal. You just need to be careful, pick up stitches, all of the stitches, don't lose anything, and then it's going to be good. Yeah, so that was my clematis sweater. After that, I wanted to have, so at that time the summer was almost done, and we were heading towards autumn, so I wanted to have myself a cardigan. And I've seen this cardigan all over Instagram, and I also felt in love in it, as always, so I needed to knit myself one too. So it's not actually a cardigan, it's a jacket, and it's a drift jacket. Oh, let me just button it first to show you. So it's a drift jacket from Rose Knitwear. Rose Knitwear have a beautiful contemporary, I would say, designs for their knitted garments. I really like their design. I want to knit more stuff from them, but right now I have only this cardigan. So jacket, not cardigan, jacket. So here it is. It's very oversized, very chunky, cropped, wide sleeves, high neck. Let me show you the back also. Here it is. I fell in love with this cardigan immediately when I've seen it. I knew that I need to have one myself. I used let's start with the maybe yarn this time. I used the recommended yarn. It's Drops Andes. I think it's Andes, you pronounce it like this. I'm not quite sure. I'm not in love with the yarn, I can say it immediately. First of all, this, like I said, I'm very newbie, very beginner, so maybe my terms will not be correct, but I will try to explain myself. The spin of the yarn is not sturdy enough, it's not twisted enough, so it like splits, and also when you knit it creates this weird, you probably seen it maybe somewhere else. It's actually hard to show it right now, but it created like a one straight line, and the other side of the knitted stitch was more prominent, so it was like some kind of unbalanced knit stitch. Especially it was visible on the rib. So to fix that, I was trying to pull every stitch by hand on the other side, where it created just one straight line. It was a bit tedious, and I didn't like the process. I didn't like this yarn because of that, because it was creating this unbalanced knit stitch on the rib. Yeah, I think right now with blocking it actually it looks way better than when before blocking, so it looks fine right now. I just remember when I was knitting I was a bit frustrated, and also it peels a lot. So as you can see here underarm, well, to be fair, I wore it a lot during autumn, but still it peels a lot. Here, yeah, you can see. Because I'm not wearing it right now, I didn't depil it yet. I will do it when the spring arrives, when I can wear this jacket again, because right now it's too cold to wear it just without anything on top, and it doesn't fit under any of my coats. So it's, yeah, it's a jacket on itself, and it's like autumn spring garment for me. Other than that, I think everything else looks pretty good. My favorite part is this unusual cables construction. It's not your typical classic cable. It has this weird geometric shapes. I really like it. It looks so interesting. Same thing on the sleeves, on the front. Yeah, I really like the fit. I really like the look of it. It looks very modern, and also I really like this high collar. Usually I wear it like this. I will add photos, you will see how I wear it because it's very hard. My problem with this one is the buttons, because I was trying to find the buttons to match the color of the yarn. I think it looks pretty okay, so the color doesn't bother me. The color difference, like a small color difference, doesn't bother me so much. What I don't like, it's the buttons are so heavy. And when I wear it, when I wear this jacket open, one side of the jacket is just sags too much. It's just the weight of the buttons pull one side of the cardigan too much. So I almost never wear it open. I always need to close it down, because then the weight of the button is just in the middle and it's balanced. So I want to find some other buttons and maybe just change them, but right now I can't find anything which will work here. I was thinking about maybe like those like horn looking, like long buttons. Maybe those will work, but I don't know. I didn't find any good looking buttons which will work here yet. Well, maybe if someone watching this video and if you have any ideas on which buttons will work here, just leave me a comment. I would appreciate that. Yeah, but other than that, I'm very happy with this garment. I'm really looking forward for spring to wear it, because I can't wait. I really like it. Okay, we have 3 more left. I am already tired of talking, but I need to push through. So the next thing that I knit was one more sweater for my husband. So I discovered at that time, around this time when I was knitting that, I discovered for myself like different yarn brands, Sandnes Garn specifically, and we looked together through the catalogs, what they have, and he's seen this sweater for himself. He wanted me to knit one, so of course I did. And that's this Maurice, I think the name is Maurice sweater. They have like a special holiday edition catalog. Sandnes Garn. With this sweater, so it has the male, female and child version, and also in this chunky version, and also like a probably DK version, like a thinner version sweater. My husband really liked this one, and I also really wanted to try color work at that time, because I already tried cables, I already tried lace. You don't see lace here. I will probably film another video with all of my knitted accessories, and there are some lacy socks which I knit before, like in between those sweaters. And at that time I tried like a lot of different techniques, but I never tried color work. So that was my first color work project, and I quite like this project for like a first color work, because it's chunky yarn, so it's not very fiddly, it's manageable. The color work is not that big, so, and you only have 2 colors, so that's fine. The only it's not a downside, but something that can make the life a bit trickier is that you hold like 2 strands, like 2 strands of gray, 2 strands of accent color. So it's like 4 balls that you need to manage, but it's fine, it's manageable, it's all right. I really like the result. And yeah, let me tell you the yarn. So like I said, I ordered the yarn from Sandnes Garn together with the booklet. And the yarn is suggested yarn, so you usually buy from Sandnes Garn. You can't buy just the booklet separately, you need to buy it with just at least one sweater quantity from that booklet. Sweater quantity yarn. So this is Sandnes Garn Borsted Alpaca and Sandnes Garn Kos held together for both colors. It's very warm. The only thing my husband says that it's a bit scratchy for him. I think it's alpaca scratches him a bit. As you can see, it's fuzzy, but I mean, for me even mohair is not scratchy. I have a scarf made with drops mohair, and it scratches me just a little bit when I wear it for just too long. Other than that, I'm fine. I don't have any irritations from mohair, from alpaca, so it's fine. I don't find it scratchy, but he does. Around his neck, he says. Everything else is fine. And also, he wears it a lot, and it's not pills at all, so it looks pretty good. So even underarms, as you can see, there is no pills, and I'm really happy with the yarn, how it holds up, with the result. My just one, it's not a downside, but one thing that I didn't know at the time how to fix it. I still actually don't know how to fix it, but on the back you see it has this jog in the middle. It's where the row was starting, and I don't think it's like quite visible. I notice it especially like here in this the first row of pattern, and then maybe like here, and it's really easy to fix. I think it's fine. It's not such a big thing. It's not very noticeable, and also the front is perfect, so it's fine. Very happy with the result. I want to knit myself one, maybe this year around Christmas holidays, so we will match, just in different colors. I really like what Sandnes Garn suggests in their booklet. So the woman wears like a white or creamy sweater with the red color work. It looks so good. It looks so Christmassy, it looks so festive, so I really like that look. I will probably knit myself one as well. And I knitted this sweater in August because it was color work. I thought I will spend so much time, like a couple of months, so if I will spend a couple of months and if I will start in August, I will be just in time for like Christmas, maybe not Christmas, but like winter for him to wear it. I knitted it so fast because it's such a big gauge. I knitted maybe like in a couple of weeks, so it was done in August. And after that I knit myself my first petite knit pattern. So I heard a lot of people start with the petite knit pattern. I actually didn't knit anything from her until like recently, but my first pattern of hers was this storm sweater. I was in love with her Ingrid sweater, but then she released this one, and for me I like this one more than Ingrid sweater. I don't know why, but I think it looks more, I don't know, more stylish, I think, because of the fit. They are quite similar, but the Ingrid sweater is a bit more like straight and boxy, and this one more like holds its shape of a bit like a balloony at the waist area. I don't know how to explain it, but I really like it. It was such a fun knit because of all of these textures. It's so nice. The pattern I used was Sandnes Garn Pergunt. in the color ash melange, I think. It's very nice color. It has this slight color changes from grayish to like a beige, not beige, but white, I think. And with texture, it just creates such a nice looking sweater. I really like the yarn. It doesn't peel at all, so as you can see, I have a hair. As you can see, my underarm area is just perfect. There is no peels at all, nowhere. I heard a lot of people have like different opinions about this yarn. Some say it peels a lot, some say it doesn't peel at all. I'm with the doesn't peel at all people. For me it doesn't, and I wear it a lot. I think that's my most worn sweater, even though I knitted it like maybe only a couple months ago. I wear it couple of probably every other day, honestly. I love it so much. It's very easy to style, very easy to wear, very warm, but also not very bulky. It fits under all of my jackets. I just love it. It's so nice. And I like the color. It's very like neutral, so it can go with anything that I have at the bottom. Yeah. Perfect sweater, and I really recommend the pattern and the yarn and everything. I also heard that some people say the pattern has some issues. I didn't find any issues. For me it was everything was very clear, so there was no mistakes. Maybe she fixed mistakes. I mean, she Petite Knit, her team fixed mistakes when I started to work on it, but yeah, for me it was good. Okay, I found couple of peels here on the inside of the back. Yeah, here. Just one little. Oh, that's it. That was the only one peel, I think, in this sweater. Yep. So that was the most worn sweater, and now I will show you my last sweater, which I finished recently. And this sweater for me was like a dream sweater. When I started discovering the knitting world, knitting influencers, designers, I've seen this sweater and I fell in love immediately, but it was so intimidating for me to knit it. So I waited for a long time, for like almost a year, before I even thought of knitting this sweater. And it's porcelain sweater from Le Knit. It's just gorgeous. It's so nice. I can just look at it. I like it. So the yarn is recommended, Sannes Garn, Tin Pergunt, both in the main color and accent color, together with Tin Silk Mohair, also from Sannes Garn. It's so Christmassy, it's so like wintry, winter wonderland sweater for me. I sized up in this pattern. The pattern, so in my measurements, pattern suggests me to knit small size, but there was also like a note in the pattern that the model wears size up, and I really like this like really oversized fit on the model, so I also wanted to have the same fit, so I went with size medium, and it looks very good on me as well. There is nothing like to say about this sweater. Yeah, the problem was not the problem, but the biggest challenge was to knit color work back and forth, because this first color work chart you knit back and forth, and only then you connect in the round and knit everything else in the round. It was a bit tricky to like purl and also do color work, but it's not such a big deal, and it only goes for this much, so everything else is everything else is very easy after that, so you just need to like push through this this part, and also on the back as well, of course. Other than that, everything else is good. I am really happy with just one thing. I have hair all over my sweater, so sorry about that I'm just picking it all the time. I'm very happy with my German short rolls on this sweater. It's so neat and it's so clean, and I'm so happy about it. Look at this. There is no holes. It's almost invisible, especially if I wear some like a white t-shirt underneath, so it hides like this seam even more. It looks just perfect. Yes, and that's my biggest achievement, biggest knitted achievement this year, because I wanted to knit this sweater for such a long time, and I finally did it, and I'm so happy about it. And also the yarn is also holding very well. It also doesn't peel, and I also wore it already a ton during this Christmas holidays. So, and that's it. That was everything, every garment that I knit during 2023. I can't talk anymore because it's so hard for me to talk for that long, and also talk in English because as you can probably tell, English is not my native language, so it's a bit hard, but I tried. I hope someone watched it. I hope you watched the whole thing. If you did, thank you so much. I will film probably the second video of all of my knitted accessories. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video, and take care. Bye.